She's a narcissist. Stay away from a KrisTeN GilBerT. KrisTeN Heather GilBerT, born November 13, 1967, is a former nurse and an American serial killer who was convicted of 4 murders and 2 attempted murders of patients admitted to the Veterans Affairs Medical Center in Northampton, Massachusetts. She induced cardiac arrest in patients by injecting their intravenous therapy bags with massive doses of epinephrine, a drug also known as adrenaline. It makes your heart race, an untraceable heart stimulant. She would then respond to the coded emergency, often resuscitating the patients herself. This woman loved attention more than life itself. That's why she took so many. Players, I'm about to break down a narcissist, but I'm also breaking down this devil, KrisTeN GilBerT. The media always talks about Samuel Little. He's responsible for murdering over, I think, 90 women. But this lady right here, she's allegedly murdered over 80 people. So if Samuel Little was the first American serial killer, she's the second worst most American serial killer. Number 1, players. She has multiple good and bad personalities. She is charismatic, smart, nice, and charming. Very skilled at separating her good and bad behavior traits. Starts off being kind, attentive, and caring, and then later shows her deceptive, controlling, and manipulative side. She's not a good listener and doesn't care about empathy or sympathy. And that plays a major part in this woman's life right here, players. Though this man, I'm about to break up all the way down, players. Make sure you hear everything I say. She's not a good listener and doesn't care about empathy or sympathy, players. This want to play a huge part in this woman's life, man. A huge part. Number 2, loves attention more than breathing in fresh air. This could come from a lack of feeling love from being a child. If she was spoiled or not being given the proper love and guidance from her early childhood, she can struggle badly with insecurities, low self-esteem, and most of all, jealousy. So this can cause her to self-pedestalize herself, and she thrives off of attention. I just made up self-pedestalize, players. This lady here, man, will kill patients just so other patients can come in there and see about her and see her in there helping the patient. Like I said, resuscitating. She would just, man, be just, man, this lady, man, she would be on top of the patients, giving her CPR, and she would have stockings on right up under her nurse dress, nurse outfit, the dress she had on, and she would let the guys in there see her stockings, man. That's just how bad this lady wanted attention so bad that she wanted, like, every time she would kill a patient, the alert would go off, right? So the other doctors and other nurses would run in the room, and she would be in there on top of the patient, giving them CPR. She would be flirting with other doctors while they in there seeing about a patient that's dying now. This lady was evil, man. Now, her co-workers named her the Angel of Death, and she lived up to every bit of it. Number 3, she definitely lived up to that name, players. Bad listener makes a bad lover, friend, and co-worker. Mix in a bad listener, a control freak, and a manipulator, then you have a narcissist. You can be talking about something deep and personal, and she'll totally ignore everything you're saying and talk about her plans and what she has going on just to make the conversation about her and keep it one-sided. And that's what she did, player. This lady here, KrisTeN GilBerT, man, she would not let you get one word in about yourself. She would always keep every conversation about her. Always keep it one-sided. Number 4, seeks out compliments and praise. She loved this, players. Like, everything I said in that side piece video, this lady had. Every trait in that side piece video, this lady had, man. Seeks out compliments and praise. She doesn't like to be corrected, rejected, or wrong. In relationships, she likes to bounce around only because she loves and wants that novelty, newness, and early infatuation, not a real serious commitment and true intimacy. Because if she stays too long in a relationship, she'll get bored quickly and she'll start to reveal all of her flaws. And her partner will reject her or cut her loose. See, that's why she like to bounce back and forth and everywhere else around to other relationships, because she likes that novelty, man. She loves it. Like, she will be in relationships for, like I say, man, no more than a month or 2. Then after that month or 2 up, she will leave because she didn't want nothing serious. She would just bounce around to every other guy. She even had a guy that worked at the same job with her, man. And that's what she really wanted to impress, that guy that worked with her. I think he was a security guard. And every time he would come in the room to see about the patient that was dying, she'd always be flirting with him, holding his shoulder, trying to kiss him, and playing footsies with him. This lady was crazy, man. Number 4, players, holds onto grudges tightly. And this is her again, as well as other narcissists. This is another one of her master skills. If she does get confronted with threats or mistakes, she'll use the passive-aggressive silent treatment as a way of getting out of things, and she refuses to own up to any of her mistakes. In her mind, that grudge holding is a way for her to hold on to her need to feel and be right. Man, she had a problem with this even coming up, players. I'm talking about even coming up. Like I say, her childhood played a lot. Even though her family had good jobs, players, this lady really she had a decent childhood. It wasn't that bad from what I seen. Like, I watched it. It was like an hour or so. I watched it, man. Like, she really didn't have a bad childhood. She really had some good parents. It just was her, man. Number 5, people's boundaries doesn't apply to her. The only boundaries she cares about are her own. But she's aware of other people have them also. She just doesn't care and will cross the line if she feels like it, and she did. This also causes problems in her relationships because with her being so manipulative in certain situations, crossing other people's boundaries, this makes trust and respect an issue. In solid and respectable relationships, the 3 most important traits are respect, communication, and trust. So this one, of many reasons, this is one of many reasons why she can't stay long in long-term committed relationships. This is why she bounces around, player. Man, this lady bounced around. I'm talking about, man, when I say side piece material, if she just, I don't know why, she just didn't become a stripper, man. She could have got everything she wanted. Money, attention, lust, everything. I don't know why she just didn't become a stripper, man. She could have got all the attention she wanted to, along with the lust, along with the money. Like, she could have got all 3, man, everything she wanted. But she didn't want that. She wanted to be a nurse. Number 6, can't deal with shame, so she shames others. Her shaming tactic is used as a form of control, so she can escape the embarrassments. She needs to win and have victims at her disposal, and to fulfill her wants and needs. In order to pull this off, she needs to have extreme control over every situation and environments and in relationships. Player, when I said this lady here had to control everything, she had to control everything. Like I say, she was a narcissist, man, like to the highest level. Number 7, can't accept any failure or even come up short on things. In order for her to avoid any failure, she'll use tactics like deny, avoid, deflection, and shift blame. This skill is to twist blame away from her and on to someone else. She couldn't deal with that. She didn't like dealing with like faults. She couldn't deal with that. Like I say, she wanted to make sure her flaws was not seen at any time in relationships, at work. Like I say, she had to control the environment and relationships and situations, conversations. Man, this lady was a control freak player. Like I said at the beginning, a super control freak. 8, doesn't like to be challenged. For relationships to evolve, grow stronger, and bring the very best out of each partner, it has to be certain challenges like hardships and each partner pushing each other. But a narcissist can't handle this. She has a hard time giving compassion, thoughtful, attentiveness, and empathy. Now check this out, players. Empathy, giving her a different perspective than her own, are not traits she was born with. This lady did not like having a different perspective. It was just her word is bond, and that's it. This lady would not listen to nobody else. It was her word, and that's it. Like, this lady right here, man, when I tell you manipulative, controlling, control freak, narcissist, like, man, forget Trump. This lady here, man, it's man. She was definitely serious. Number 9, lack of empathy. She's unable to feel another person's stressful situations or distress and act with genuine concern. See, she didn't like that either, player. She did not like that. She couldn't feel. She never felt bad for nobody, man. Not even for herself. To come to think about it, not even for herself. Number 10, she's not the healthy competitor, but the bad competitor. Check that. She's not the healthy competitor, but the bad competitor. A healthy competitive person is one thing, but a narcissist takes theirs beyond the extreme. When getting constructive criticism from others, that leads her to question herself and whether or not she is good enough for anybody or at anything. So since she has a hard time dealing with this, she'll overcompensate and identify with those flaws by overly doing things that make her feel better than others. She knows her overcompensation will turn her question marks into exclamation points, players. That's what she did. That's what she did. She would always overcompensate for something. Always. Because, like I say, the things that she lacked. But she would take it personal. But she didn't like I say, constructive criticism. Name 11. Stonewalls others. Stonewalling others while being challenged protects her fragile ego. And she did have a fragile ego. And it's her protection for being right and justified. She doesn't have any humbleness in her. So just admitting to a mistake or taking a loss is very hard on her. This is what stunts her internal growth and why she's so childlike. Break it down, players. Humbleness, players. You got to have that humbleness, man, because when you have humbleness, you can admit to mistakes. But that lady didn't have no humbleness at all. At all. Number 12. Can't control her anger. She was bad at this, too. When things don't go her way, she explodes like a bomb. Boom. When she feels hurt, like she's been betrayed in some ways or humiliated, it reminds her of her past. So all of that rage that's been built up just transfers onto others. And yes, it did, man. Yes, it did. Like I say, she had a decent childhood. I don't know what sparked this, man. This lady just had a serious love, man, for attention. A serious love for attention, man. And would do anything to get it. 13. Not a good co-worker or a partner. If she is going to be a team player, she has to be able to empathize with other team members and learn to operate with other people's best interests at heart and mind. But since she doesn't have this valuable intangible, she'll never understand other people, get along with other people, reason with other people, give in or even give up anything to be beneficial to someone other than herself. Other than herself. Players, this lady. I know the media talks about that black man, Samuel Little, a lot. And he did confess to killing over 90 women. Okay, but this lady right here. Now, I'll give her, if he's the first, she's the second. But see, the media doesn't talk about her. So, I took it upon myself to go ahead and talk about her myself. How about that? So, I'm CNN today. I'm Fox, MSNBC. I'm doing that. Since the media doesn't want to talk about it and they want to just show on TV every now and then, no. Players, do your homework on this lady, man. I broke her down the best way possible. When I tell you she was an American serial killer, this lady is allegedly responsible for 80 deaths, man. Like, this lady really killed over 80 people, allegedly. I mean, she killed so many people, players, but check this out. She killed them for attention, though. Like, it was not just, I don't know what Samuel Little killed them for. Like, I don't know if he got off on just killing somebody, getting away with it. He wanted to hear the lady scream and beg for their lives, and he got turned on by that. I don't know. But I know this lady right here. Her main goal was to just get attention. She just loved attention. And she bounced around to some relationships. She got married one time, had an affair, allegedly. I'm going to say multiple affairs, but I'll just say allegedly, multiple affairs. Man, like, she loved the infatuation, the early just novelty, newness, that just, she loved it, man. She loved just moving around. Anytime she would get in a relationship, and if it lasts like 2 months, she would hurry up and get out of it. Because, like I say, she loved the novelty. She was addicted to novelty and that dopamine. Dopamine was her drug, and dopamine was her attention. And she loved that, man. She loved it, man. And she even killed for it. She killed for attention, man. This lady was sick. Her co-workers named her the Angel of Death, and she lived up to every bit of it, man. Now, why did they come up with that name? I don't know, but she lived up to every bit of it, players. Every bit of that. The Angel of Death, man. Players, go on YouTube, Google KrisTeN GilBerT, a.k.a. the Angel of Death. Go on, Google her, man. Do your homework, players. Since the media didn't want to talk about it, I will. Because all they want to do is talk about Samuel Little killing over 90 people, 90 women. Okay, I get you. But now, I'm being MSNBC today. I'm talking about KrisTeN GilBerT, players. Be aware and stay away from a KrisTeN GilBerT player, a narcissist player. They hard to deal with, player. Do not deal with them. This lady right here, man, killed, man. I'm surprised she didn't kill her husbands, man. But they probably, I'm surprised she didn't kill him. I'm surprised she didn't kill her kids. This lady was a serial killer for real, man. Players, do your homework on it, players. Stay away from a narcissist. KrisTeN GilBerT. Alright, players, respect. She's a narcissist. Stay away from a KrisTeN GilBerT.